Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is episode 6 in our lead generation tactics series of webinars that we're doing here at BizzyWeb. Today, we're going to be talking about lead scoring, follow-up, and deals. So this is the 6th in a series. If you've missed the first 5, we are going to be covering some of it again, but hopefully I can keep you caught up if you bought this as an independent source. So let's go ahead and get started. Just a reminder and a bit of housekeeping. If you're new to our lead generation series, we are a full-service digital marketing agency that's based in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Our specialties include digital marketing and lead generation and web design, but that actually manifests itself in a number of different ways, including content, advertising, social, SEM, SEO, inbound marketing, really anything under the sun as it relates to your digital footprint, we are able to help out and get taken care of for you. So today is the part 6 in our series. The first one was building personas, then we created a buyer's journey, and then we created landing pages and forms, email marketing. Last week I talked about how to create workflows for automation. And today we're going to be talking about how to do some scoring, some lead follow-up, and some deals. So here's how I'm going to break all this down. I'm really going to talk about customer relationship management software. And talk about how this fits into the overall sales and marketing platform and really what that means both to me and then how it should be relevant and helpful to you. So last week, again, we talked about automation workflows, how marketing software can make your life a little better. It respects your user, allows you to create actionable items that you can then evaluate and tell if your audience is doing what you need them to do. It breaks down the large ask of a sales question into very small little asks, and it helps you know when you need to be making contact. So this week, we're going to be talking about lead scoring, follow-up, and deals. So a couple of things that I really want to accomplish today is, number one, how do we take the time to rank our best deals, and how do we set the software to rank that? We're also going to be talking about how to set tasks to do some follow-up, how to automate all the touch points through CRM, and then how to track your deals through the process as necessary. So as means of review, we've created our personas. We've laid out a really effective and amazing buyer's journey. We've created landing pages that are converting. We've emailed our prospects and even created some automated workflows to make our lives easier. So then what? Then the next question that we are going to ask ourselves is, but we haven't made any money yet. Where are the deals? And where are the money? Well, that's how we pull it all together. And that's how we start, by using a tool called a customer relationship management tool. It's a technology that's used to manage all of your company's interactions and relationships and potential customers. Basically, anybody that your company deals with, you should keep records of who you talk to, what you say, and what the next step is. So the goal of this is to improve your business relationships. So the goal is, think of it more as a hit by a bus issue. So if you and I work together and I get hit by a bus tomorrow, you don't have a good understanding of what I do and who I've talked to, what I've said, how I've said it, and where things are in my pipeline. So the goal is, you want to be able to seamlessly take over any part of your business and communicate effectively. There are a lot of different CRMs out there. These companies basically are the big ones, and they produce all sorts of different varying levels of success when it comes to a CRM. The one that we like the best is HubSpot, and I'm going to be using that as the framework for my discussion today. HubSpot is a really effective tool because it's built by marketers, so it gives everything that I need from the sales side of the shop here at BizzyWeb exactly what I need, and it has the benefit of being absolutely free. So as you're thinking about how do I choose a CRM if I don't have one, or whether or not do I like my CRM? Is it effective for me? Is it doing anything that's relevant or positive to my business? are my salespeople using it? These are really effective questions, but the first question I want you to ask yourself when you're thinking about a CRM is what's going to work best for you? What are the information that you need to have access to? What are the touch points that you have with your customer base? And then how do you lay it out accordingly? So there's a lot of names to be choosing from, but the ultimate really question needs to lie with you and what you need. So for instance, Salesforce is a fantastic tool, but it's very, very expensive and it's very, very hard to implement. There's literally an entire subset culture of Salesforce involving Salesforce implementation. So if you have to hire somebody to install the product that you just got, that to me, that's not a very helpful tool. But anyway, here's two groupings of questions I think you should consider. Number one, what's the price? What can you afford to put forth towards, and what sort of value can you get from it? Second, what's the availability of information? If something goes wrong, how easy is it to fix? How much can you rely on somebody else to help you through the implementation process? Third, how easy is it to use? Does it have everything that you want at your fingertips at all times? Or is it one of those things where as you're going through a demo, you say, boy, it'd be really great if you just did this. The problem is, people who make CRMs tend to take those sort of questions of, oh, that'd be great if you just do this, and have every conceivable option under the sun available to you. And at which point, then the decision-making gets kind of hard. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. If you open all 64 tools of a Swiss Army knife, it's super cool to look at, and it's neat, but it's not very effective when all you really want to do is cut something. Fourth, how much does it include your pipeline management? It should give you a nice round figure where you can control the sales operations of your business, lay out and do some forecasting as well, see where deals are, see what's being pushed along, see what the last contact point is, that kind of thing, to help you forecast your sales numbers and project your sales numbers a little better. What doesn't work for a CRM is that if it's really complicated to use, it's unwieldy, it's very difficult to update information, the implementation is very hard. If there are too many integrations, so if everything under the sun literally means everything under the sun, is that a good use of everybody to have all of those integrations? And then it slows it down. And lastly, and most importantly, it absolutely positively has to be used and adopted by your sales force, because if they're not using it, or the marketing team isn't using it because it's too wieldy and too annoying, it doesn't make their life better, then it's not going to be a helpful thing to use. So here's what we use at BizzyWeb. We use the HubSpot CRM, and I wanted to lay out what it looks like for you. So it's got the name of the contact, the company. Sometimes it even pulls in a logo, and then it lays out exactly who that person is, what the name is, the email, the phone number, street address, who owns the contact, when's the next activity, what kind of contact is it, and that's like, is it a president, vice president, anything like that, and what kind of customer are they? Then within that, I also have a list of every single piece of activity that that particular customer has used, which is incredibly valuable because we send out marketing emails all the time. If you can hear my voice, chances are good you've gotten a marketing email from us. If you open that email, we send out emails on a variety of topics. So if you open that email, chances are really good that we will have a record of it. And so if I'm making a phone call as a salesperson, I will know based on your activity and your interest level what I need to shape the conversation towards. It also is really helpful in not trying to lose stuff in email. I'm a terrible hoarder when it comes to email, I think, just like a lot of us out there. But in doing so, sometimes I have to go back 6 months, I have to go back a year to find an email because of some off thing that I said to somebody who they instantly remember. So it's nice to have a running tab that's associated with the record. And this is actually integrated with my Gmail, so I don't have to do anything, and it keeps track. And here's where the magic really happens, is here. every single different point of contact that I would have with a customer is available at my fingertips. Am I going to email them? Am I going to call them? Am I going to schedule a meeting with them? So everything that I need to do as it relates to this customer, as you can see, this is an exact replica of this HubSpot dashboard. I've got everything I need right at my fingertips. I know who I'm talking to, what their position is. I can even call them through the internet and log the call and record the call. I can take notes because it's coming through my computer speakers, so I'm immediately able to write notes, which I can then share with other people of my team. If I want to create a task, like a follow-up task, I can do that, and that's right there. And if I even want to send them my schedule so that we can schedule a meeting, I can do it right there. So there's a tremendous amount of value here for me because I am guilty as anybody of not really liking to use a CRM because anytime I update something, it's going to take 5 seconds to save. And, you know, I'm in sales. I don't have that long of attention span. So there's a tremendous greatness in having everything I need at one point, which makes me really interested and want to use the tool because if it's making my life easier, I'm never going to miss anything because everything's right there. I'm never going to not have access to something because everything I need is right there. It's just a question of how well I can execute at that point. I asked you the question that you should have here, which is where's the money? And the answer is it's all in the follow-up. There's fortune to be had in the follow-up. So you can see here in the task levels, I want to be able to keep track of every single time that I've talked to somebody. And I don't want to have the opportunity to forget that I need to talk to somebody. So creating a task management list, which is integrated into your CRM, is a tremendously helpful tool. You can see here I can put in what kind of task. Do I get an email reminder? Can I associate it with a deal? It's already associated with the person, which is me, and then the company, which is BizzyWeb, which is all right there. So there's a great thing. There's a great value. Again, everything I need is right there. You can see it's right next to the email and call buttons as well. All my deals are going to be integrated into my CRM. And again, this is something that is pretty exclusive just to the HubSpot CRM as far as I'm concerned. So as you can see, when I integrate the deals, what it looks like is this. So I can create, I've created a new deal. And what does that deal look like? Well, I've named the deal. I've put it in a specific pipeline. Where is it in the deal stage? How much is it? When do I expect it to close? Who owns the deal? That's me as the salesperson and the company and even the products. And I can just click right there and it's already there. So from a sales perspective, there's a tremendous value in having everything that you need right at your fingertips, which for me really makes me want to be part of the system and want to continue to use this tool effectively, because really the more I can do this, the more I can be held accountable for my actions, and my actions can be replicated and taught, and I can even be coached. So if I'm curious about how well I'm doing, I have a good representation of the whole of my actions right at my fingertips that I can share with somebody. So in sales, they say, well, it's all about the numbers. Well, that's great because I now have all of the numbers exactly and right at my fingertips. Next, I want to talk about lead scoring, and this is where a lot of HubSpot's tools really get to be effective and really get to be kind of fun. So how do we set up lead scoring? Well, first we need to take some time and think about some basic goal questions, like everything that we've laid out here so far. How do we figure out what a hot lead is, and how does it create? Well, the first thing we need to do is start with our persona. What does our persona look like? We always want to remember that person that we are trying to educate, we're trying to attract, we're trying to have them put up their hand and say, hey, I'm interested. So what sort of matches can we make in the abstract for those people? And what actions do we want them to take? Well, if we're thinking about marketing, what we really want to do is have them say yes to little asks. So can I have your email address? Yes or no? If you give me your email address, would you open this email? Great. Once you open this email, would you click through and read some more? Okay, great. All of those add up into two things. Number one, it creates a certain amount of trust, because the more value and engagement that you can provide that prospect, the more they start to believe in the story that you're offering and the solution that you're offering to make their lives better and make their lives easier. In lead scoring, you want to assign a numerical value to each one of those actions, and I'll show you how to do that in just a sec. And you want to use automation to automatically tabulate the leads. So what exactly are some features of lead scoring that you really should be thinking of? Well, I list a number of them here. Where did the source come from? Did they view a product page? Did they view a service page? Did they read a blog article? How many blog articles did they read? Did they subscribe to your newsletter? Did they download a white paper from you? Did they open or click through on one of your marketing emails? If so, how many? If so, what were the topics of those emails? Can you tailor your message to them when you reach out from a sales perspective to get them to be even more interested and even more warm for you? Have they requested a demo? Have they requested a price quote? Have they asked you buying level questions via chat? And then on the negative front, have they visited your careers page? Because if somebody's if we're thinking about this from an automated perspective, a lot of people who are doing their due diligence on the company may look at these things, but if they look at their careers page, that's a pretty big red flag that they're probably just looking for a job, which is okay and not bad, but it also means that they're not going to be helpful in trying to grow our business. So here's how this works in HubSpot. You have negative attributes and positive attributes. Positive attributes are here on the left. You can see as we figure out what page did they view, what email, how many emails did they open, how did they submit a form. All of these questions sort of get into that. From a negative perspective, did they desubscribe from a list? Did a deal go south on us? Have we not heard from them in 6 months? Have they not looked at our website anyway? We can actually create negative attributes as well. So having all these right at our fingertips really rolls up into sort of a nice round score number. So here's how this looks like in practice. So there are two different factors that we use from a lead scoring perspective, an implicit or an explicit goal. So from an explicit goal, some of the things like, do we know who their role is? Do we know what industry they're in? Do we know what their biggest challenges is in? This is something that we get from actually talking to somebody. Do we know where they are, the timeline, how many employees they have, and some of the negative features that go along with that. Are they employed or not? Are they in our area or not? Do they have fewer employees that we want? Because that's a pretty good indicator and benchmark of what you want as a customer. From an implicit perspective, that's really where the marketing avenue clicks into place. So things like, have they downloaded a free trial? Have they looked at an RFP? Have they watched an online demo? Have they done some searching for HubSpot? Have they gone to our website a lot? Have they downloaded an ebook? And then again, from the negative standpoint, have we not talked to them in the last 30 days? Have we not talked to them in the last 60 days? Have they visited the career page? So this is how we set up our lead scoring for each of our leads here at BizzyWeb. So feel free and use this if you'd like. But ultimately, the sky's the limit when it comes to customization of this. There are some frameworks that I'd be happy to share with you to kind of get started. So feel free and reach out to me after you hear this. And then we can take it from there. So really, ultimately, what we've done here is try to put everything together and put you as the salesperson and you as the marketer in the driver's seat and the passenger seat together. And you're switching back and forth who's driving. The marketer starts with the buyer personas. Those, again, are the semi-fictional representations of what your ideal customer should look like. And even some fiction about them, what demographics they have, what motivations, the goals they have. Then we talked about the buyer's journey. What is the journey? What is the path that they take when they are working with you? And what tools do you use to engage them? And how does your marketing really support that in each step of the process? Landing pages are your digital sales rep. That gives you one call to action per page, so you clearly know what you're doing and when. And the goal conversion rate for those should be about 20% once people set the hit there. Email for marketing, that's a crucial step for both email for marketing and for sales. It helps capture interest. It gets people to put up that name, that hand that says, yep, they're ready to go. It gets you a great engagement and helps you retain customers as well. From the marketing avenue, using automation workflows really are helpful in terms of automating everything that you do and checking against the actual activity and actions that your prospects take. And then finally, lead scoring and follow-up, that's really where the hustle comes in, and that's where all the automation just makes your life that much easier. It's not a silver bullet by any means, but it is going to accelerate the possibility of your success. It is going to grow so that you can eschew any of that stuff that's holding you back and put everything right at your fingertips. Things like having all of your automated tasks and follow-ups right at your fingertips, all the phone calls and emails in one place, automating all your capture touch points and tracking your deals through the process as necessary. Dave and I have said this a lot, but I want to come back to it. Focus on the activity that gets the results for you. Define what your goal is and then figure out what you need to do to get there and do those things. Have faith in yourself, have faith in the effort that you're putting forward, and I guarantee you success will come in some way or another. From a marketing avenue, though, make sure that you're measuring, you're tracking your results, and you're doing things that actually provide you with a return on your investment. Not just a physical investment of money, but an actual representation of time as well. So thanks, everybody, for sticking with us throughout this whole process. If you need more, we'd be happy to go through the series again. You can go back to our website, BizzyWeb.com, and check it out and see what see if any of the individual ones interest you, or you can sign up for the whole list. If you're interested in joining our email list,